What's up, guys? It's T here from Ti&Ni Daily, and today we're doing DIY projects. Alright, starting off with project number 1, you guys. This is gonna blow your mind, especially with how cheap this project is to make. So we have some birch wood. It comes in a bundle, and you can get it for about $9 at Walmart. This placemat I got for 50 cents in the clearance section at Walmart, y'all. I have some painter's tape that I already had here at home, some $3 wood sticks. I'll leave the link down below. They're from Amazon. I have some fabric paint and some paintbrushes, and then macrame cord. Don't worry about that cotton twine. We end up not using that. So we're going to use macrame cord. That's it. And it ends up looking so expensive, y'all. So we're taking the painter's tape and we're going to create kind of like an Aztec, Mayan, boho chic vibe and moment. It's going to be so pretty. I kind of wanted to create something I might see in like a Hawaiian hotel as a decoration. I don't know if that's just in my head. It might just be in my head, but there's no exact measurements, you guys. I just kind of eyeballed it, but I made sure to press down the tape really, really well, so that way the paint would not bleed through it. I'm using this old black leg that used to be on the old ottoman we had to trace the circles out, and I'm just doing 4 about an inch apart from each other. And you can use regular acrylic paint too, you guys, especially if you're not going to be using this as a placemat. I just wanted fabric paint because I wasn't exactly sure if I was going to use it as a wall decor or if I was going to use it as a placemat, but we end up using it as a wall decor, so. Spoiler alert! Alright, make sure you pick which side you want the birch wood to show on the front. We're going to be covering up most of it, but there are a couple of spots that I did want to show through that kind of look really pretty. So I'm taking my high temperature hot glue gun and using Gorilla Glue hot sticks, you guys. If you're going to be doing DIY projects or any kind of craft projects, I highly suggest you get yourself some Gorilla Glue hot sticks. It's like hot glue mixed with super glue. Girl, it ain't going nowhere. Like, I wish we could use that for weaves, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so we're wrapping the macrame cord around the birch wood. And then when you get to the end, you want to just cut it and then use hot glue again to press it down. And I'm using my nail to press it down, you guys, because it's a fake nail. It's not hurting me. Please don't burn yourself. This stuff gets really, really hot. Don't lose a fingerprint or anything. Or maybe you do. Are you wanted? Are you running from the FBI? Let me know in the comment section. Wait, don't. I don't want to be a part of this. Taking off the paint tape is super satisfying. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Taking off the tape paint is super satisfying. Isn't it really satisfying though, guys? For real? Yes, look at that straight edge, girl. Hey girl, where you get them straight lines from? Now I'm taking the flattest part of the birch wood and hot gluing it to the very top of the placemat, making sure it's nice and secure. And I'm also going to put some hot glue in that section and press it up against it to really make sure that it is not going anywhere, that it can hold its own weight when it's up on the wall, etc. This is just to add some extra spice, y'all. You definitely don't have to do this, but I thought these little wood sticks just added a little something something. It made it look way more expensive. We were like, hey girl, where you get that? Wouldn't you like to know? Gluing them wherever I saw fit. And I really thought they looked good around this black line, this little black strip here. And then I thought 2 little triangles in the middle there would look good. So I did it. I put the wood sticks there, you guys. I'm doing a little eyeball measuring here, and I used the front to make sure it would cover around the back, and then I flipped it over, put some hot glue there, and hot glued the macrame cord down. And y'all, there's no such thing as using too much hot glue on the back here, y'all. Use as much as you think you are going to need, because you don't want that thing slipping or falling or coming apart. Okay, this is gonna be one of my all-time favorite projects I think we've ever done or are going to do. I got this tar for free, you guys, for free. Go to an auto shop when all this quarantine mess is over. And a lot of the times they have old tires that they're not using anymore. So they gave me this tire for free. I got a 17-inch wooden circle. And no, what don't you know? It is satisfying. You don't even know. I measured the tire. It was 23 inches. So I figured 17 inches would be good enough for just the center. And I'm putting this Gorilla Glue wood glue right there and really sealing it in. You want to make sure that the circle piece of wood is really nice and secure. So you see I'm putting an extra thing of wood glue down, and then we're gonna let that dry overnight. All right, you guys, we are back. It is the next day, and look at our tire. It looks so good. By the way, this wood glue from Gorilla Glue is so amazing. You guys, this thing is not going anywhere. It is, it is secure, you guys. It is really secure. We use the wood glue and it's working perfectly. It is not going anywhere. We are ready to start with our garden sisal rope. I got these from Home Depot. They are measured 3/8 of an inch by 50 feet, and I got 5 of these. Again, we're gonna be going in with our high temperature glue gun on high and going in with the Gorilla Glue hot glue sticks. And we're going to be hot gluing all of this rope to cover the entire tire. Get it? The entire tire. I cracked myself up. So the jute rope that's actually holding this together, we can reuse on a different project. So let's go ahead and try to be careful when we snap that. Perfect. Look at that. Always save the extras in any project you're working on, you guys, because you can always use them for a later project. And that is how you get budget friendly and save money. So half of 23 is 11.5. Let's go ahead and mark our cue right in the bank. Yeah, 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 yeah. So we're gonna hot glue this down first, twisting it a little bit more. Be careful not to burn yourself. right on the center point. Right there. That's our center. And then we're going to be hot gluing it down as well as next to each other while we do this. We're going to be going in a spiral motion. You want to kind of roll as tight as you can, you guys. Hold it there for a couple of seconds. That way it gets some traction and starts to actually glue in place. This is going to be an ottoman, so you're going to have things placed on it. You're going to have maybe people sitting on it. You want this to be very, very secure. As I am holding it down to glue in place, I'm pulling and tugging on this rope to make sure it's as tight as possible because we want the spiral to be nice and tight and really look uniform. So you're gonna wanna tug on this while you're gluing it in place. All right, you guys, we're gonna continue that entire method, completely swirling around this entire tire. That joke doesn't get old. No, it probably does. Don't hate me in the comment section. Five tools of Cecil rope later, and we are almost at the end of this, and I still have a little bit left. So you can either leave it like this and call it completely finished because you're not going to be able to see this bottom part of the ottoman. If you're putting another piece of wood here to put legs, you're going to want to cover the whole bottom, or at least until this point. That way you can make sure that the only thing showing is the wood and the legs. You guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, my fingers are purple and bruised and so sore that they're shaking. This is definitely a tender love process. A lot of love goes into this project. So I'm definitely, take your time with this. You know, do a little bit at a time, even if it takes you like 4 or 5 days to do because you're only doing like an hour here or there. You guys do not want to end up with sore fingers like mine to where you can like barely move because you're pulling the trigger on this thing, pulling the rope with this hand. It's, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get this finished. And I'm putting the glue directly on the tire and just a little bit on the rope, but mainly on the tire because that's where you're pressing it down right now. So for this project, the materials you are going to need are some yarn, whatever colors you want to use, some 1.5 inch nails, a hammer to nail them in, your choice of paint if you're going to paint the bottom like I am, a paintbrush, and some painter's tape. I absolutely love the color of this wood, so I want to leave most of it this color, but I do want to add some gold since the room we're going to be putting it in has some gold accents, and I did pick very neutral toned colors in the yarn with it being white, black, and gray. So this is just going to add a pop of color onto our already burlap and very neutral toned piece of work. I actually want to go against the grain. The wood is going diagonally in this direction, so we're going to go diagonally in this direction, and this is going to be the portion that we're going to paint. Okay, we're going to be doing an ombre of gold. We want the darker shade of gold to be towards the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and slather some of that on. So I know at the beginning of this project, I showed you 1.5 inch nails. You guys, those ended up being way too thick. So I went in with 1/2 inch nails, and you can even go in with 1/4 inch nails if you want. And you want to be pretty gentle because this wood is pretty thin. So I've created the stem of our feather, and now I'm creating the center of the feather. Now you can do whatever you'd like, you guys. You can do it straight, you can do it curvy and thick like your girl Lizzo with some beautiful curves. Whatever you want, you guys. I just decided to make it curvy, and then once I have that line down the center, then I'm going to go ahead and draw out very lightly in pen, or you can use pencil, and I'm drawing out the outline of my feather. And I'm making sure to go ahead and hammer in the nails right on top of that line. But really, you're not going to be able to see it anyway, especially with the yarn. You guys, it looks so good. We have our feather. All right, once we finish our feather, we're going to start with the yarn. Now, I find it's better to watch somebody do this. Even though I'm going to talk you guys through it, you're probably still going to get more information just from watching my fingers. But as you see, I wrapped it around one nail. I left about 2 inches of string on one side just to make sure I have enough string to tie it. And I'm tying a knot around one nail. Now I'm wrapping the yarn completely around each nail to shape out our stem. A little close-up image in the right hand corner, you guys, throughout this, just to kind of give you a different angle to help you see what I'm doing. Now to give the stem some oomph, we're going to go back and forth horizontally between the nails. We're going to be putting 2 layers down of yarn for each color when we're doing 3 colors, black, gray, and white. For this first layer, we're going from the outside nail into the center line of nails, back to the outside. We're not even touching the other side yet. We're going from the outside to the center, back to the outside to the center, and only wrapping around once. We're not wrapping around the entire nail like we did around the stem. It really helps to hold down the yarn with your hand, you guys, as you start getting more yarn on there. Otherwise, the yarn could slip up, and you don't want that to happen and all your hard work to go kafooey. Now, once we come to the level where we want the black yarn to stop, I'm going to go ahead and take the yarn to the center nail, wrap it around completely the center nail, and then we're going to repeat the same process on the other side that we did on the first side of the feather. Going from the center to the outside, back to the center to the outside in a zigzag pattern, which will bring us back down to the stem. And we'll start our second layer. For this second layer, we are going to completely ignore the middle set of nails. We are going to go from one side of the feather to the other side of the feather, completely ignoring the middle side of nails, y'all. And like I said, watching me do it is probably a better example of me than me talking about it. You can see. And it's just kind of overlapping and filling in those gaps and making the color look even deeper and more rich. And look how good that bottom looks. So when we get to the end, we're going to cut the yarn. Again, I'm leaving about 2 inches. That's just because I'm always afraid I'm never going to leave enough yarn. And then we're going to tie a knot around the nail that we're leaving off on. And then this is the really cool part, you guys. And then to keep it secure, I'm going to take my hot glue gun, my high temperature hot glue gun again, and I'm going to actually take the yarn, hot glue it onto the wood underneath both layers of yarn. And then I'm going to cut off any excess yarn that I don't need, so you don't see anything. Look at that. You don't see any of the yarn. It looks like there's not even any edges. What? And then we're going to go ahead and repeat that process for the other 2 colors. I wanted to show you this really quickly. I did this for the gray as well, but as you can see here with the white yarn, I got smart this time, you guys. T-Bone had a little bit of nuggets left in that marble brain of hers. And after I tied the yarn around the nail twice, I hot glued the stem down and cut it before we went and did all the cool design with the yarn. I know, mind-blowing, right? What? Who would have thunk it? So I'd highly, highly, highly recommend that you do that first. It's gonna make your job and your life a lot bit easier. And then when you get to the end of the string after you do 2 layers with the white, you're gonna end up at the tip of the feather, and then you're gonna tie a knot around the nail and hot glue the piece of yarn that you don't need anymore, just like you did before. Bada bing, bada boom, you guys. You are finished and complete, and look what we have made. Alrighty, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed these Thrifts to Treasure 3 DIY on a budget projects, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do something that made y'all smile today. You guys stay wonderful and have a gorgeous, fantastical day. Bye, guys.